Hey you biscuits! Get ready for a trip down memory lane because today we're diving into the world of Baker's biscuits, the iconic treats that bring back cherished memories for each and every one of us. We all have that one Baker's biscuit that holds a special place in our hearts, don't we? Whether it's the beloved Romany creams that we shared with our families during cozy tea-time gatherings or the classic red label lemon creams and blue label Mary biscuits that have been a hit at countless generations of birthday parties. Baker's has been a part of our lives for as long as we can remember. And let's not forget the mouth-watering delight of tennis biscuits with their melt-in-your-mouth coconut goodness. Who else can relate to the nostalgia of enjoying them in your mom's legendary peppermint crisp tart? The sweet memories. And speaking of special moments, remember that thrilling feeling of finally getting to open the Baker's Choice assorted box on Christmas Day? The joy of picking your favorite biscuit from the delectable assortment, it's a tradition we hold dear. But hey, it's not just about those big occasions. Sometimes it's the little things that bring us the most happiness. Like that magical moment and you dip your very first blue label Mary biscuit into your morning tea. It's like a mini celebration to start your day off right. So, whether you're a Romany creams aficionado, a zoo biscuits enthusiast, a tennis biscuits fanatic, a Baker's Choice assorted connoisseur, or a blue label Mary devotee, we've got something special in store for you today. Today, we have an exciting story to share with you. We're diving into the sweet history of Baker's Limited, the South African company that has been tantalizing our taste buds with their delicious range of savory and sweet biscuits. So, grab a cup of tea, sit back and let's explore the fascinating journey of Baker's. Baker's is part of National Brands Limited, an FMCG company which is a subsidiary of South African holding company AVI Limited. Baker's products are manufactured in Durban, Pretoria, and Johannesburg. The first of the Baumanns to come to South Africa was John Frederick Baumann, born in Wurttemberg in Germany in 1824. He boarded a ship at Hull on the eastern coast of England at the age of 26 and sailed to South Africa. On his arrival in the village of Durban 3 months later in 1851, he opened business as a bread baker and grocery store. It is interesting to note that he placed an advertisement on the front page of the first issue of the Mercury published on Thursday, November 25, 1852. In 1879 Baumann visited London where he met with his nephew, John Michael Leonard Baumann, suggesting he emigrate to South Africa. M L Baumann was born in Niederstetten in the independent Duchy of Wurttemberg, and was apprenticed as a baker. At the age of 16 he left Germany and travelled to London, where he gained employment in the bakery business. Within a few years he owned his own bakery business in the East End of London. The uncle suggested to his nephew that he should come out to South Africa and join him in business. M L Baumann sailed with his wife in April 1880 and the arrangement was that the uncle would look after the grocery side and the nephew would take care of the baking side. A few years later the lease on their premises expired. It was then decided that M L Baumann would buy out the bread side from his uncle. He bought a site at the corner of Brick Hill Road and West Street, where he erected a small building. In 1885 Baumann purchased a hand-operated biscuit machine for £65 from another baker, Plowright. The machine produced dry biscuits for sale to ships and army garrisons. In 1895 Baumann purchased an advanced biscuit machine and commenced manufacture of more fancy biscuits such as Ginger Nuts and Mary. He printed his first price list and operated under the name L. Baumann and Company. The factory survived the anti-German riots of 1915 when the shop and bread and cake premises were burnt down. At the time, the biscuit factory was producing biscuits for the army. And two of M L Baumann's sons were fighting the Germans in the then German colony of Southwest Africa, now Namibia. The factory was put under government protection to prevent further damage. The outbreak of the First World War proved to be an unfortunate chapter in the history of Baumanns. Mr. M L Baumann had ever since his arrival in Durban, taken a keen interest in the development of Durban. He served as a member of the town council from 1907 to 1914. The First World War, however, raised much anti-German sentiment worldwide, and this even extended to Durban. In May 1915, the torpedoing of the Lusitania with the loss of 1,198 lives raised the anti-German feelings in Durban to crisis point, and some members of the local population started an anti-German rampage. This resulted in German properties being attacked, including the Baumanns' properties, which were set alight and razed to the ground. This despite the fact that Mr. Baumann had served Durban as a town councillor, was a naturalized British citizen, a prominent Freemason, and had 2 sons serving under General Botha in South-West Africa. The fact that Mr. Baumann had emigrated from Germany in 1873 was regarded sufficient reason to destroy his business. Due to the anti-German sentiment in 1915, the company's name was changed from Baumanns to Bakers Limited. In 1918, Baumann's son, William, opened a biscuit factory in Cape Town. The business was registered in October 1918 as Selected Products Ltd., trading as Baumanns Biscuits. William sold the company back to Bakers Limited in 1922 but continued to operate it as a subsidiary. In 1923, Bakers acquired Barrett's Model Bakery, which was run as a wholly owned subsidiary. It produced bread only and operated not far from Moore Road. It was the Barrett's vans that had the logo at the back of their vehicles that read, "Please pass the bread." It was also in 1923 that Bakers registered the Little Man trademark. This became the iconic Bakers trademark along with the lattice-type blue and white printed packaging. At the beginning of the 1930s, almost 200 people were employed, and the 1935 wholesale catalog listed 240 different biscuit lines. Originally, biscuits were packed loose in tins, and the company was prepared to pay railage on the empty returns. 1932, Bakers established their own flour mill in Tsongela. In 1948, Bakers South Africa Limited was listed on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. The company then introduced packets which consisted of 2 layers of paper. One was the familiar blue lattice printed Bakers paper, and the other inside layer was of pure vegetable parchment. In 1968, Bakers Ltd. established a factory at Isando in the Transvaal. Bakers Ltd. then established a new factory at Pinetown, which commenced operations on December 6, 1972. The following year, the company closed their operations in Durban and consolidated them at the new Pinetown factory. In 1977, Bakers Ltd. built a small factory, Lexim, Proprietary, Ltd., at Butterworth, Transkei. 1981, the company was acquired by Angloville Industries Limited, AVI. In 1993, AVI purchased Payot's Proprietary Ltd., a savory biscuit manufacturer, and the following year regrouped the companies under the title, Associated Biscuits. 1996, Associated Biscuits was consolidated into National Brands Limited. In 2014, Bakers entered the breakfast market, launching Bakers Good Morning Breakfast Biscuits. 2021, a potential takeover deal between food and beverage giant Mondelez International and AVI Ltd's snacks and biscuits business has fallen through. In November of that year, South African food producer and fashion retailer AVI cautioned shareholders that it had progressed discussions with Mondelez International regarding the potential acquisition of AVI's Snackworks division, which includes prominent local brands such as biscuit brand Bakers and chip brands Willard's and Baker Street Snacks, which make cheese curls chips and Jumpin' Jack flavored popcorn. American multinational Mondelez owns brands including Oreo, Cadbury, Clorox, Tuck and Halls. AVI advised shareholders that as negotiations with Mondelez International LLC have been terminated, caution is no longer required to be exercised by shareholders when dealing in AVI securities. Leonard Baumann, grandson of J. M L Baumann, he is 100 years old and he created the Strawberry Whirls Biscuits, a round biscuit with a cream and jam center. Now let's take a look at some of the Bakersman biscuits. A biscuit that needs no introduction, Baker's Blue Label Mary. These sweet and buttery treats have been South Africa's favorite since 1898, when the Baumann family acquired their second biscuit-making plant. Legend has it that these fancy biscuits were named in honor of the Duke of Edinburgh's bride. Baker's Romani Creams, the crunchy chalk coconut sandwich biscuits that have been delighting South Africans for decades. You've probably tried and loved the original, but have you discovered the other cool kids on the block? Mint chalk, vanilla chalk, and cappuccino are ready to take your taste buds on a new adventure. We can't forget about Baker's Eat Some More, South Africa's best-loved shortbread. Named by the Bakersman himself, these buttery, melt-in-your-mouth biscuits live up to their name. Warning, it's nearly impossible to stop at just one. And who can resist Baker's Red Label? Most of us know and love the classic Red Label lemon cream biscuits, with their zesty lemon-flavored cream sandwiched between two biscuits. But did you know that the Red Label range now includes exciting new variants? Vanilla chalk, mint chalk, and chalk flavors are sure to make your tea time extra special. When it comes to pairing your tea with the perfect biscuit, nothing tops a Baker's topper. These delightful treats are the ideal companion to your favorite cuppa. We have Baker's Choice Assorted, a true crowd pleaser. We all have our favorite Baker's biscuits, and with the Choice Assorted range, your friends and family can enjoy the cream of the crop in a single beautifully presented carton or tin. From zesty Baker's Red Label lemon creams to jam-filled Baker's strawberry whirls, there's something for everyone to savor during tea time. So, whether you're a fan of Baker's Blue Label Mary, Romani Creams, Eat Some More, Red Label, Topper, or the delectable variety of Baker's Choice Assorted, you were in for a treat today. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss a sweet moment of South African brands and their history.